there's anything you need me to explain for you, be able to understand and answer all the questions correctly in Physics JAMB, just drop in the comment section. This video I'm making is for a student that requested that should make a video on formulas in physics. So I'm making a video on motion. So if you are watching this channel for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on notification because we have a lot to gain. With no further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, I want you to get your paper and write these equations down because it's going to shock you on that day. Please pay attention to this video. The first equation, A equals V minus U over T. The second equation, V equals U plus AT. The third equation, V square equals U square plus 2AS. The fourth equation, X equals to UT plus half AT square. And the fifth one, X equals to U plus V over 2 bracket what T. Now, how do you going to use this one? You are going to use this equation 1 if in a question there is no X. So X is what you are looking for in this question. So if you do not see X in the equation, simply going to use this equation 1, okay? Of which this equation 1 and equation 2 is just still the same thing. The formula we're going to use if in a question does not have X is what? This same equation. So any equation that goes for this can also go for this. I hope that is clear. The third equation, something that is missing in this third equation is T. Okay? So T is the only thing that is missing. So if you have a question in motion and there is no time, this one can go for it. I hope that is clear. Now coming to the fourth one, something is missing there. What is missing in this fourth equation is what? V. Okay? If you have a question involving motion and there is no final velocity, just use this equation 4. I hope that is clear. Now coming to the last equation, one particular thing that we need to know that you're going to use when you see such question, if there is no acceleration, you can now use this equation 5. I hope that is clear. If a body starts from rest, because they normally use this statement, a body starts from rest, the initial velocity u will be equals to what? To 0. But if the body did not start from rest, it means that any value given to you becomes your initial velocity. Hope you are noting it down. Now, if a body comes to rest, it means that the final velocity v equals what? 0. You must take note of that. If you have to calculate deceleration or retardation, it simply means that you're looking for acceleration, but it is a negative direction. Okay, you're looking for acceleration, and acceleration will have a negative sign. So you'll be like in the equation, there is no deceleration. So remember that A is the same thing as what? Deceleration, but it's going to have a negative what? Sign. I hope that is clear. Now, when you come to motion under gravity, this one involves what? When you throw an object up or when an object is what? Coming down. Before we can go into motion under gravity, there are some things you need to know. When an object is what? Is going up, is moving against the force of gravity, because gravity is always acting down, right? And there are some things you need to know. A is replaced with what? G. Because you're no longer dealing with linear motion. This one is motion under what? Gravity. Okay. Now S is replaced with what? H, which is height. Is that clear? Now let's go into, we're going to use our same equations, but something will change. The first equation becomes V equals U plus or minus GT. Plus or minus, you're going to use plus if the body is coming down. You're going to use minus if the body is what? Going up. The body is moving against the force of what? Gravity. Now the second equation is what? V square equals to what? U square plus 2GH. Right? Okay. Then the next one is what? H equals to UT plus half GT what? Square. Is that clear now? These are the things you need to what? You need to know. Okay. Now, what is V? V means final velocity. U is what? Initial velocity. A is acceleration. And T is what? Time. Now, S is distance. H is height, while G is acceleration due to gravity. You must not forget, if a question says in the last fifth second means you're going to find the distance when the time is 5, and also the distance when the time is what? 4. Anything you have from there, you're going to subtract it. I've made a video on that. Now let's look at this linear graph. These are the forms of graph you might see in your exams. Now look at the first one. Okay, this body started from where? From rest. This is a velocity time graph. So the things you're asked to calculate or the things you can be asked to calculate from this diagram now. You can be asked to calculate the linear acceleration, the linear deceleration, and the total distance covered. Okay, now you must note that from here to here is what? Acceleration. Now let me assume that this is point A, this is B, now this is C, D, and what? E. Now for us to get the acceleration, we'll say A is equals to, acceleration is what? Change in velocity over change in time. That is, vertical is for velocity and horizontal is for what? Time. That will give us AE over EO. I hope you are following me. So acceleration is what? AE over what? EO. Then we equally have deceleration, which is going to be acceleration, but it's going to be a negative sign. Starting from, it's going to be what? When this value is decreasing to rest, right? So that is what? CB over CD. Is that clear? Because this will now become what? The final velocity, while this is what? Initial. It's going to give you a negative sign, because when you subtract, you're going to see that it's going to have a negative sign. Is that clear? Because at this point, the body comes what? To 0. Now, the next thing they can ask you from this equation is what? The total distance covered. Okay? Now, X, you're going to use the shape of a trapezium, which is what? Half A. This can be from here to here. Say AB plus OC bracket AE, which is the height. Is that clear? Now, if you still want to know how you can get this in, you can check up on my channel where I've done video on linear graphs very, very well. Is that clear? Now, another question you might still expect from this is this. They can ask you to find this distance, and this distance, right? X1 is simply what? The shape of a triangle. While this is the shape of a rectangle. So this is, sorry, S2, and this is S3. Okay? Now, if you add them together, you're going to get the total distance traveled. Why I have to explain this way is that in case they ask you to calculate the distance from here to here, peradventure we are given time at this point E. Is that clear? Now, let's move to the second graph. What is different between this first and the second graph? It means that this body did not start from rest. Okay? Any velocity given here becomes the initial what? Velocity, right? Now, this is where a body obtain or observe the uniform velocity. Now, what are you supposed to know from this diagram? You're supposed to know that you can calculate what? The deceleration, which is when it's what? Decreasing, okay? Deceleration and the total distance traveled. You can actually use the shape of a trapezium to solve it by saying that this, okay? Or you can also use what? This is what? A rectangle. This is what? A triangle. When you add them together, it's going to give you the total distance traveled with this same formula on the board. Is that clear? Now, coming to the last one, the difference between this and the other two is that the body started from somewhere. Now, this is the initial velocity. Why this one will not be what? The final what? Velocity. So, in this question, you can actually solve for the acceleration. Is that clear? You can actually solve for the acceleration. If this value is given, I have A, B, C. Sorry, I have D and what? E. Is that clear? You can actually solve for the acceleration, right? By getting this what? This distance, which is final minus initial, then divided by what? By time. Is that clear? Okay, now let's look at this projectile. So these are the formulas you need to know, and these are the things you need to know under projectile. Now, the first thing is the time to reach the maximum height. Now, the formula is U sine theta over what? G. Then, under the time of flight is the time required for an object to return to the same level from which it was projected. That is 2 times of this one, okay? If it takes this object 2 seconds to reach to the maximum height, it's going to take it the same 2 seconds to return to the ground. I hope that is clear. So this is 2 times of this time to reach the maximum height, okay? So that is 2u sine theta over g. Is that clear? Now, what is my h? H is the height. And the formula is what? U square sine square theta over 2g. Sine square theta is just like saying sine theta or what? Squared. That's what it means in this one. Okay? Then the range is equals to u square sine 2 theta over what? G. This one is to multiply the theta by 2 before you find the sine of it. Is that clear? Range is said to be maximum if the angle of projection is 45 degrees. Please take note of that. This cannot be left out. Horizontal what? Motion. In some questions in projectile, you might not even be seeing angle. You'll be like, how can we solve this? So this is how you're going to solve it. When an object is projected horizontally, there are some things you must note. You must note the height, you must note the time, and what? And the range. The formula for h is equals half gt square. Okay, then we are asked to find the height simply by making t the subject. Simply by making t the subject is going to be what? Root of 2h over what? G. Hope you are getting it. Now for the range is equals to u x for t. This s I wrote it just to tell you that this is under horizontal what? Motion. And this time here is the time gotten from this formula. You can now replace it here to get your horizontal distance. In case you're asked to calculate the horizontal distance, it is the same thing as range, so don't get confused. Then under vertical motion, you should note that if an object is projected vertically, it is moving against the force of gravity, or you can say in a nutshell that the angle of projection is equals to 90 degrees and sine 90 is equals to 1. So we're going to have this equation to be t, which is the time to reach the maximum height, equals what? U over G. Okay, and the time of flight will now be equals to 2u over G, whereas the maximum height becomes u square over 2g. Under vertical projection, we don't even need to find the range. Is that clear? Now we should know what these values means. Our u equals initial velocity, v is final velocity, h is height, r is what? Range, theta is the angle of projection. Now this is momentum, it's still under motion. Okay, there are some things you need to know about momentum. Okay, now the first thing is the definition of momentum and the formula. Momentum, the symbol is what? P is equals to m what? V, right? M as for mass and V as for velocity. The next thing you're supposed to know about momentum is impulse. Impulse is current multiplied by what? Time. Okay, which is the same thing as mass times velocity. Is that clear? Now coming to Newton's second law of motion, we derive an equation that what? F is equals to m bracket v minus u over t, of which is still going to give me m what? A. Please don't forget that. And from the conservation of momentum, we have that what? m1 u1 plus what? m2, sorry, this is m2 u2 is equals to m1 plus m2 bracket what? V. Now this conservation of momentum, this one becomes what? The total momentum before collision, while this is the total momentum after collision. Now coming to the fifth one, this is what we call the recoil velocity. The recoil velocity is the velocity of what? Gun. So how do we get it? This is the momentum of the gun equals momentum of what? The bullet. And the momentum is mass times velocity. So mg vg equals what? mb vb. You find the recoil velocity, which is vg. I hope that is clear. And the next one is what we call thrust. Thrust is the same thing as the force experienced by what? By aircraft. It is usually called thrust. And the formula for it is what? M multiplied by what? V. That is mv. But this m here is capital M. It's not like normal mass. Okay, so the m is mass over what? Time. Is that clear? So if you are given mass, you are going to divide it by time, then multiply by what? The velocity, to get the thrust on the aircraft. Okay, now coming to this, we can have collision. You are expected to know the kinetic energy before and after what? Collision. Now before collision is ek1 is equals what? Half m1 u1 plus half m2 u2. Is that clear? Then after collision, we have what? That is ek2. We have half bracket m1, sorry, this is m1 plus m2 bracket v square. Is that clear? So if you are asked to calculate the loss in kinetic energy, you know that this ek1 is always greater than what? ek2. That is, the total kinetic energy before collision is always greater than the kinetic energy after collision. Okay, so by the time you subtract, they are going to get the loss in kinetic energy. I hope that is clear. All right, so the next one is the body in the lift. If the body is ascending or accelerating upwards, we are going to have this formula that F is equals to m bracket g plus a. Please take note. It is moving against the force of gravity, yes, but it is acting opposite too. So that is why the force is what? M bracket g plus a. Okay, if the body is descending or decelerating downwards, our force or the weight on the object is equals to m bracket g minus a. Please don't forget that. Now finally, if the body is moving freely, it means that the force acting on this body is equal 0. At this point, the acceleration of the body and acceleration due to gravity is equal. So the force or the weight on the object when it is moving freely is equal to what? 0. You have these following equations to note under motion in a circle. Please pay attention. The first thing you're going to note is what? V equals omega r. V is final velocity. Omega is what? Angular speed of velocity. While r is radius or displacement. You must not forget. Then omega is equals to 2 pi f, which is also equals to 2 pi over what? Over t. Is that clear? Knowing that f is equals to 1 over what? T. When you put it here, the equation will turn this way. Okay? Then also remember that omega is equals to theta what? Over time. In this concept, even when the body covers maybe 20 oscillations in 10 seconds, you may be asked to calculate angular speed or velocity. So you're going to use theta over what? Time. I hope that is clear. Now coming to this one, we have that V is equals to 2 pi f r. So if you know that omega is 2 pi f, you can just put it here and get what? And get this one. Is that clear? I'm giving this in such a way that if you are given a question, I have to calculate the linear speed and there was no angular speed given. That means you're going to get your angular speed using that omega equals to 2 pi f. Anything you obtain, you now put it here, multiply by the radius or displacement to get your linear speed. Is that clear? Now the next one is what? F is equals to what? Mv square over what? R. This one is dealing with centripetal force because they are still motion in a what? In a circle. Now let's go to simple harmonic motion. In simple harmonic motion, there are some things you need to note apart from the definitions. You should know what? The period. And the period is t over what? N, right? While the frequency is n over what? T. Is that clear? Then the next thing again that you're going to note is that what? That T1 over T2 equals what? Root of L1 over root of what? L2. So if you know all of this, you can be sure that you're going to score 90 and above in this forthcoming JAMB. If this video was able to help someone out there, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications to get notified each time I post videos. And lastly, do not forget to share so that other students that are preparing for this same forthcoming exam can see it and learn from there. I will see you next time in the next one. Bye for now.